Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to poets and viewers from all over the world. Today, yet another show of Splendid 7. Yes, it is after so many days and we are meeting here. But I will tell for your information, viewers, we tried to do this meeting a few days back, but due to technical issues, we could not proceed with that. And now we are here. As you can see, the wonderful and beautiful poetess Pankhuri Sinha is here with us today. So let us start Splendid 7 with poetess Pankhuri Sinha. Hello Pankhuri ji, welcome to the show.
Hi, Ekta. Thank you so much. I am very honored and delighted to be on your show.
Same here. So uh, I'll very crisply tell you the rules of the show. 7 questions. Then you read your poem. I read thought of the day. Then you give golden pen message. Are we good to proceed? So
Yes.
firstly, I will read your bio for our viewers. Pankhuri Sinha is a bilingual poet, story writer, and translator from India. Two poet she has two poetry collections published in English, two story, and six poetry collections published in Hindi. She has been published in many journals, anthologies, home and abroad. She has won many prestigious national and international awards like the Girija Kumar Mathur Award, Chitra Kumar Shailesh Metyani Award, Seema Time Rajiv Gandhi Excellence Award. First prize, she's got first prize for poetry by Rajasthan Patrika, awards in Chaco Festival in Yalta and in Premio Vizio poetry competition in Italy. And it's Premio Galateo. Is it Galateo? Premio
Yes.
Galateo in
Reality.
for poetry in mother tongue. She has studied in Delhi University, Symbiosis Pune, and SUNY Buffalo, and the University of Calgary, Canada. She has worked in various positions as a journalist, lecturer, and content editor. Wow, such a dynamic profile of
Thank, thank you.
so uh, we have a very limited time. Shall we go ahead with the questions?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm waiting.
Okay, then we will start with the questions. Here comes the first question. Pankhuriji, your name means flowers, flower petals, right? So,
Yes.
which is your favorite flower?
Oh my God. It's a very difficult question. When I stand in front of a rose plant or a rose garden, the rose is my favorite flower.
Okay.
But there is something called Rajnigandha. I love that as well. There are so many magnolias I miss from your country. Let's just focus on magnolias for a minute. I mean, I love flowers. I don't have too many. I love big flowering trees, jacaranda. My forthcoming book is going to be called Jacaranda Blues, or maybe Homesick with Jacaranda Blues.
Oh,
So love them. And yeah, magnolias, I miss them. We don't have magnolias in this country. And when you've lived in different parts of the world, you develop a special relationship with flowers, with the whole world of nature, fauna, and flora, and you grow special attachments. So the thick, velvet-like petals of magnolia. But let me tell you something else. I don't know if apple is in bloom around you. I even love that. There's something called, you know,
nature, nature has
poem.
expanded to that.
Yes, on spring in two hemispheres.
True, true. Beautiful answer.
Thank
And
you.
here comes the next question. Which word comes to your mind first when you listen to the following words?
When
One
I listen,
to the following words.
oh,
I'll speak one word. So the first word which comes to your mind. So the first word is lychee.
My lychee tree.
Lychee tree.
Lychee tree.
Oh, that would be great. Travel bag. Travel bag.
Travel bag. Uh, it doesn't have to be a sentence. It has to be right. Okay, packing.
Packing. I'll tell you the viewers that Pankhuri ji is very fond of traveling. That is why I put this word.
So if you had allowed me two words, I would have said, "Let's go."
See?
Let's go, Buffalo.
Yeah, I'll take that let's go one.
Yeah.
So next word is happiness.
Wow. The word is wow.
Wow, okay. Wow answer. I thought you were going to say something. Wow. Yes, happiness is wow.
But I'm not just one word, right? So I'll just leave it as wow. Otherwise, I can just speak for a minute if I'm allowed.
See, this is the beauty of poets. They can actually squeeze the emotions. So it is a very good question for us. So
Yeah.
next question for you is, what is a poem according to you?
You know, a poem is, it can be anything. It can be about an artistic piece. Like, for example, today I wrote and posted a poem on the artifacts and paintings in a particular museum and how you can do time travel about it. I'm just giving you an example. And I've read several pieces on, time traveling, poems on time traveling. I've read pieces on museums and poems on museums. One particular piece in a museum. A poem can be a love poem, a poem can be about an emotion, it can be about grievance. Poem has been, a tool of resistance, a weapon of resistance. In our country, we have a history of literature being a
True,
very powerful way of asking for our rights. It still is. That is what in Hindi we call Pratirodh ki Kavita. And I think the tradition goes on in English literature as well. If you read, I think, Shelley, right? What is it? Massacre, Peterloo Massacre. He had written something on that. Similarly, there are many other poems. I'm not a student of English literature, so I can't quote so many. So what I'm trying to say is that a poem can be about a lot of things. This is content wise, I guess. But form wise, we have been all talking a little bit and a lot about how to be flexible in definitions of so called or rigid definitions of form. So I think poem to me is anything that is poetic, musical, doesn't have to rhyme, it doesn't have to be. Completely, in the form of a sonnet or a ballad, or in one of those forms that are identified. I mean, free rhyming,
true.
free verse. I
Rhythm,
think that's very good. That speaks to me. Poem is something that it should just appeal to you. It should just win you over. Yeah.
true, true. You are absolutely right. Though I can understand that, speaking about poem in few lines is difficult. It's a very vast concept overall. And yes, it is rhythmic emotions, as you said. So here comes the next question. What does color purple represent according to you?
Wow, when you say purple, the minute I think of the title, the color purple, right? And I'm suddenly forgetting the name of it's not Oprah Winfrey, right?
No, I'm not able to, connect.
No, no, the author of the legendary book, The Color Purple. Oh my God, this is being recorded. I don't have Alzheimer's yet, but I can't remember that legendary book about race and gender. I can't remember if it is Oprah Winfrey or it is somebody else. There's another name that's coming to my mind, Alice Walker. There's so many women of color who have
You're
written.
right. You're right. She is Alice Walker.
Yeah, Alice Walker.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay. Okay, so
She's American novelist. Yes, she's written this.
yeah, so this book is about race and gender.
Okay.
So the color purple, the minute I think of it, it comes to me as this huge fight or this huge expression of a woman's desire for equality and liberation. And the interesting thing is that, in plus two, the school uniform we had, the color at least of the kurta and of the sweater was purple. So it just means, and my bedroom in Delhi, I painted it purple.
Okay. See, what
Uh,
a
be-
coincidence. Such a means a question connected to you. And thanks for sharing about that book. I haven't read that book, but since you told so, I just explored about it.
Good. I haven't read it completely. I've skimmed through it, but I love Maya Angelou's poems. I love a couple others. I've read a story by Toni Morrison. It's about two girls, one black, one white, and these are very good reads, about race and about
Thanks
so
for
many.
sharing. And here comes the next question. What is the best approach to learn according to you?
The best approach to learn, I think, is being just open minded and receptive and not having blocks. And I can go on, but in an idealistic setting, I can just go on and on. But in reality, what happens is that somebody might even take, I'm going to be very honest, okay, Ekta, somebody might even take a very good piece and really tear it apart. It happens.
True.
Sometimes people criticize for the sake of criticizing. So that is not probably the best moment to learn. It is probably also the best moment to defend. Sometimes we have to be defensive. My if I'm allowed a cross question, I could ask it like this: what's the best time to be offensive? But I think taking the criticism in a good way is also in a good vein is also a good thing to do. And yes, learning, endlessly. We learn by traveling, we learn in a classroom. I keep going back to the university after breaks. I am again thinking of rejoining my half-done PhD. And I think that life is a learning process. We
True.
have to learn from everybody. Even your housekeeper, your house help, and the best scholar in town, they all can teach you things. I mean, they all can teach me. They all can teach us things. Nature is a teacher. Even you have to learn, like, even animals. I mean, uh, to learn grace from a deer and to learn ferocity from a tiger. Nothing like it, right?
You just nailed it. Actually, when we are in school, we are told and we are taught that education is a lifelong process. I think learning is a lifelong process. You learn from everything you can learn anytime. Yes, you're
Yeah.
absolutely
A child can teach us, and certainly our elders can teach us.
true. Beautiful. Next question comes, and here it is. You are in a competition and you are given three subjects. So the three subjects are country, travel, and family. So you have to write an article or a poem or a quote on any one of them. So which one will you select? Country, travel, or family?
I guess I will pick up travel right now. I mean, even country is a nice topic, but I think I'll pick up travel right now because I can just go on and on about, the merits of traveling and how it can teach us. I even like to write while traveling. I get some very good thoughts. And what it does to you, the places that you see. I mean, travel is also a great way of learning, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It is wonderful way of learning. Wonderful way of learning. You get to see new places, new people, new cultures. It's
But country is also a topic that I would be very tempted. So I would have to think for a minute to choose because, like I said, that I've lived in other countries and even when one does that, one misses one's own country. At the same time, now that I am back, right now I don't have any other sort of visa or anything else. Whatever else will happen, I'll have to apply, I'll have to start. So I just miss that. Do you know what I mean? Even though you love your country, India without a return ticket for me right now is a different proposition. It is the title of one of the poems that I'm working on.
Yes,
So
yes.
return ticket. It's my country, it's my homeland. But sometimes I feel that I was at home elsewhere. So country is something that also changes with travel. So the two topics are aligned. And if you pick one, you can always talk about the other, you know?
Absolutely. You can connect them at some point.
Yeah.
And here comes the next question. But before that, I'll let you know that, yes, still we haven't got the pop-up, so we have the time, I guess. Wait a minute. Give me 1 minute, Pankhuri. I'll do a message.
And I also have to read a poem.
Yes, yes. You have to read a poem. I have to read the thought of the day.
Hmm.
So here comes the next question, and it is: given a chance to work for a social cause, what would you go for? Child education, women empowerment, or old age home?
Wow. I think wow, again, a difficult choice. I've volunteered in old age homes. I would love to volunteer for both of these. But currently, what I am volunteering for and doing is basically taking care of a few stray dogs. So I think that is also very important as a social cause. In India, I have adopted a few, and whenever possible, I try and feed and bring other kinds of help to stray dogs when I see them in distress. Child education is very important. I think it's very, very important, and it's related to women's empowerment. You empower a girl child by educating her. Um, so maybe I right now, if I really have to just pick one, child education and try clubbing. The two, and you know what? If possible, I would like to volunteer for it, but I'm just not being able to get that opportunity to do that. It's not an easy job. I mean, I have the working class neighborhood not too far away from where I live. It's very difficult to get those kids assembled, disciplined. I don't know how much of my energy will be gone there. What kind of response will I get? If it will not turn into a huge hangama in itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
These are the reasons why we don't do it. Otherwise, the other day I was talking to some, writers from my hometown, the same place where I am in Bihar, and I said that why don't we even take our, writings and poems to jhugis and do it, perform for them, and get them in the habit of reading and stuff like that. It will also empower women because in these working class neighborhoods,
Yes,
sometimes we have these incidents of wife beating. Nowadays, it's becoming less and
yes,
less.
yes.
They are also becoming more culture, you
Aware,
know.
yes.
But the problem of child education still persists. So I think that I think is very, very
I
important. That
always
child,
sorry to interrupt. I always include this question just to listen to the perspective of so many, poets from all over the world, and they talk about child education specifically because when the foundation is strong, a country prospers. So the basic is that, but everyone wants to do something, good in their life, so it becomes a bit difficult to answer and select one of them. I know everyone wants to do some part for each one of them. So yes, I will tell viewers that Pankhuri ji does a lot for every thing, and as I have seen in her profile in a very short way, so I'll not detail. I cannot talk about it in detail. But as she mentioned that she has she's helping some stray dogs, and this is also a very uh, very important thing to consider about these animals. They need us, and we should take care of them. Yes,
Yes.
it's a very good cause, and I'll include this one for in my next question. Thanks for mentioning it. So
Thank
very,
you.
very moving fastly, moving a bit fast. I think we can now listen to a wonderful poem of Pankhuri ji. And these were
Mhm.
the set of 7 questions and the wonderful answers from her.
Sorry, say that again.
These were the set of 7 questions and the wonderful answers from you. And now we'll listen to your poem.
Thank you, Ekta, for the amazing 7 questions. I immensely enjoyed. It was
Yes.
really nice because generally poets don't get asked such questions. They will be asked about just about themselves, their literary journey, their favorite
True.
writers, but this was really very enjoyable.
True.
Now, the poem that I have selected, I would just like to share with you, especially because you're in States and even otherwise. So the first book of my poems. It's called Prison Talkies, and it is about my loss of status in the United States of America. And I have decided not to read from this one. I've read from this one in many places. Some other time we will meet again and I'll read something. It's about my loss of status. All of my poems are, some way influenced by immigration and the crisis of refugees and God knows what else. But because it is holy time, I thought of reading a poem on holy, but it is also, about other social um, situations and things. So the poem is called The Great Game of Coloring. I hope you will like. Dear friends and viewers, I hope you will like it too. The Great Game of Coloring. In that great game of coloring, where so much is adulterated, including meanings of things, air, water, food, where evidence against crime is tampered with, Holi, the festival of pouring, playing with colors, comes as a timely, somber reminder to color up front and in proportion, to never color unnecessarily, overly, of keeping the game balanced, impartial in all walks of life, festival, work, family, society. Festival, work, family, society, color step everywhere as a necessity. No one wants a colorless life. No one wants a colorless life, and no one wants anything artificially colored. Talk specially, emotions truly, at a time when hearsays, gossips, and fake news are threatening to cloud over spheres of knowledge, so pertinent to look for true colors, seek true feelings, and yet so very ironically, Holi, the auspicious festival becomes another occasion to target young girls, women passing by with water cannons, balloons, even acid. In a time getting violent by the hour, each proximity with the female kind is being misused to come closer dangerously. At a time when danger lurks in the friendliest corner, can we not pledge on the eve of this festival, celebrating nearness, bridging distances to keep all proximities beautiful? Two more stanzas. At a time when fire destroys refugee camps, arson or accident in very tight spots, can we remember the evil king Hiranyakashipu who attempted to burn his own son? This is a bit from Indian mythology that you must be aware. A devotee to a god he fought with along with his sister. deemed a demon woman with magical powers to resist fire, but she used them to save Prahlad. The intended kill and sacrificed herself, say the poets. The believers say God came to rescue Prahlad and Holika got burned. Stripping the story of miraculous elements would still leave us with riddles. We can keep solving them, or we might just pledge to make the world safer for all women, men, targeted orphan for whom secluded corners, even empty green forests are spots of danger. Can we pledge this Easter to make less and less refugees, less war, and more goodwill? A country for everyone. A country for everyone and fewer evictions, no cleansing, ethnic or religious, to stop the sprouting of tiny makeshift huts. Can we rise this Easter to fight for everyone's equality? Thank
Mm,
you.
definitely, we can do that. Wonderful and
Thank,
powerful poem.
thank you. Thank you, my dear. I feel very honored that you've liked it. Thank you.
It's a powerful poem. You just imbibed, these colors and light words with such a powerful message. Beautiful. Pankhuri, and thanks for sharing with us.
Thank you, Ekta. And you can just call me Pankhuri. I don't know why you're calling me Pankhuri ji. It will make me also feel
I
better.
just, I just feel like saying when
Yeah,
because I know you are elder to me, and in India we automatically by default add G when
yeah.
you
That is
introduce.
why I'm insisting, call you by my first name so I can
Yeah,
feel younger. Yeah.
yeah, I can do that. Because the respect is always there when so it will always be there. Yes. So, after this beautiful poem, I'll quickly read a thought of the day. And thought of the day is change is the most social of anyone in life. It communicates with everyone. So, viewers, I mean to say that change is an inseparable part of our life. So, accept changes. Don't change for bad, but be flexible to change for good. And there will be less of conflicts. So, this is the thought of the day from my side. And Pankhuriji, now it's time to share a golden pen message for the viewers. And then we'll
Wonderful.
wrap up the show.
First of all, that was a beautiful thought of the day. I agree with it. And here is my quick message. We should make change and change for the better. Thanks for specifying. Because, we are talking about dangers and they lurk everywhere. So, change for the better. We should always strive for it. We should make it a part of our life, a part of our lifestyles. For example, we should always be striving to read something nicer. you know you might change your book. You're free to do that, but read something every day. I think if I have to just send one message, that would be it. If possible, read a poem, read a piece of prose. If possible, read a page. If possible, read 2 pages. So make reading a part of your life, because I especially say this because we have the phones, they're with us each minute, and YouTube and all kinds of videos and everything, and sometimes we simply miss out on reading. So don't let that happen. Don't lose the grip and the feel of the book. Pick it up sometime. You can pick mine as well.
Yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
so any book will do, you know but do that. Make friends with authors.
Wonderful message. And yes, this is uh, what we say that it is a demand of the hour because these phones have taken off this reading habit of books. Even I don't read books nowadays, not many books, but yes, it's a beautiful message, and it should be there. Books are the treasures. So once it was a prompt in some of the some poetic group. Yes, Beautiful message by Pankhuri ji, Pankhuri. So, thanks for sharing with our viewers. And now I think we'll wrap up the show. And before wrapping up, viewers, we should thank Pankhuri for sharing such a beautiful message and poem, and sharing her thoughts on sharing your thoughts on the questions. So it is an honor to have you on the show. You are our 26th guest, and we will, we hope to see you in our next sessions as well, maybe sometime. And thanks for being a part of Splendid 7.
Thank you to you, my dear Ekta. Thank you for the invite. Thank you for this beautiful session. I immensely enjoyed, like I said, it was my absolute pleasure and honor, sheer delight. And I hope, dear viewers, you also like our conversation as much as we enjoyed chatting. So thank you. Big thanks. And yes, certainly I'll be waiting to be on here again.
So now time to say bye to the viewers. Uh, we'll catch you up very soon with the 27th guest. And now time to say bye with Pankhuri ji. So Pankhuri ji, shall we say bye together to our viewers? Yeah. Bye.
Yes, yes. Bye bye. Thank you.